All right, first thing, Ontario, you got to drink coffee. There's no joke about that. Delicious. So the wood stove's out as well, and it's kind of cold in here too. Not crazy. For a garage, it's not too bad, to be honest. 37. Don't ask. It happened. I'm not too impressed about it. So I'm gonna suck back as much of this coffee as I can. Right, meow. And go over the toolbox there, and we'll have a gander at what sort of instruments we're gonna need to do today's quest. Okay, so some things you're gonna need to fix a heater. A hammer. A good flathead screwdriver. Because I learned the last time, a shitty one doesn't do much. How's that look? Not the best, but it's all we got. That was not too bad. Let's bring those. Okay. We need a quarter drive ratchet, which we don't have. So we got to use a 3/8, and then we'll take the reducer if we can find it. There it is right there. So we need this row of sockets. I got a reducer, an extension. You could just use a quarter drive ratchet, but you know, mine's buried in the snow somewhere out in the yard. A pair of gloves is always necessary. You never know when you're going to get a little dirty. You don't want to be dirty. You got these things, you have a child, and you don't want them to get sick from your dirty ass hands. Just saying. Already went in there. Don't need any of that. Okay. We got a hammer. I might bring a pry bar. Why not? And then, yeah, I'll bring in a Justa. A Justa Gusta. Maybe a pair of snips. A pair of the locking channels. We'll get some vice grips because you never know. So basically what's going to be happening is we're going to be cutting into the silicone, so we'll need a knife of some sort. One sec. Because I'm doing so much carpentry nowadays. Give me that. Eat. Cool. Good stuff. All right. I'll maybe bring this just to see if like the bearings are smashed out. You know, like a bearing's coefficient of heat and friction, you know, that kind of, they rise like a rocket. So if one side is good and it's at like 100 and the other side's at 300, we know we got a bearing issue or a bronzite bushing, oilite bronzite bushing, whatever the frig it's called. All that, yada yada, good. So there's my bag of tools. I got my head full of knowledge because I've done some research on what I'm about to do. We'll be heading down into the basement here in a minute to configurate whatever the heck we're gonna do. Okay. Also gonna bring a headlight because these things are so useful. You ever had your apprentice with you and you just yell at them because they can't do the light thing? Well, it turns out your cabeza is unbelievable at pointing where you need to be. So let's get on the road here. We're gonna go fix a little hot water tank fan. Okay, welcome to the dojo. This here is the module in question that is completely frigged. You can see the blower right there. These pipes used to go to a wood stove, so water would come out, get heated, and come back in, which would cause the Trudeau tax to go way down. Now, I took the wood stove out of the house because it was dangerous. And now we have an issue with the hot water tank. So the Trudeau tax has gone way back up. But that's okay, we're gonna fix this piece of shit. So the first thing I noticed is this thing is just like a little cover, does nothing. But this thingy here, it squeals, and I don't like that. So we're gonna unplug it. Oh, don't unplug like that. Unplug your hot water tank. We're gonna need a Phillips screw for there. I'll get that. Oh, so that's a stand. A screwdriver here. I'm gonna stop saying "so" at the beginning of every clip. Just undo this. They're usually like a half turn. Oh, my headlight is already dead. This is awful. It's like a half turn, I believe. No, maybe a bit more. Yeah, there we are. So, never, ever switch this button off. You're gonna actually want to come to this thing here. Flip that to the off position. So natural gas is no longer gonna flow into our system. Let's close that back up for now. All right, step one complete. Next thing I'm gonna do is remove all these different fasteners, get the hood off, disconnect the outlet pipe, and then we're gonna remove our ground, which is kind of sketchy because path of least resistance. If this All right, so I got the little shroud off. I'm starting to remove these bolts. They're just nuts. I believe those go through the case. Oh. Ah! I believe they go through the case and then they connect to the motor. Oh yeah, that motor's hot. That motor's real hot. I don't think we're gonna be able to fix this. I think it's seized, which means like the armature windings would have been pumping power into the brushes. Either the brushes are completely gone or this thing's seized, but if you look, I can get some rotation out of it. So pull it right off the rest of the way. We'll figure out what we're dealing with. So unplug this. Got this gas line. Pop that off next. And then we'll get this son of a gun out of here. So I had to make away with the gloves because they really do smell like I left them in a smoker. I don't know why. Maybe I use those for fire last or clean creosote. Anyway, so I got all them fasteners off. No heat there, no heat there. Mad heat on the motor though, that's crazy. The thing's red hot. So there's silicone holding this whole thing in, and there's like a silencer ring here. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a blade. Remove that silicone boundary. All right. Okay. There we are. Okay. So this is a Phillips or a flathead. Just gonna pop that off. Don't touch the capacitor because this might have 120 volts at whatever amperage in it. It'll mess your day up. Okay. Yeah, it's tight. Alrighty. Just give me a minute here. I need two hands. Okay, so I got the ground off. Let's touch it to that case there. No sparkies. Grab this whole motor assembly and fan. Have a good look at it over here. So I'm gonna, oh frick, oh frick. Bring this into the garage. I'll pull this apart. We'll see what we got left for brushes, bearings, and armature winding. Okay, so a little bit of WD on a bearing. Already rotates much better. Problem solved. Job well done, everyone. Stay tuned for the next video. We fix a Tiger.